my God, a convicted felon won. And somehow the takeaway isn't about the economy or the border or national security. It's about racism and sexism. Let's see what this logic looks like when you say it out loud.
After my last video, I got all kind of response, but nobody addressed the elephant in the room. That 70 million people chose to vote for a convicted felon. A lying convicted felon. You know he was lying because his lips was moving. And you chose to vote for him over a black woman. It's been said that white men are more sexist than racist. That was brought about in 2007. However, we thought we had learned from his first tenure, but now he's off to the races and is going to get worse.
And these Democrats out here questioning our intellect. So let me ask you something. Did 70 million people really sit down? Think about this. Look at two candidates and go, yeah, I'm racist and I'm sexist. Let's go with the felon. Or did they say, we lived through both presidencies and we know what worked? Because I sure did. If the Democrats have to blame America for being hateful every time they lose, maybe it's not the country that's the problem. That's all I'm saying, Democrats. If you have to weaponize identity every time you lose, maybe your ideas wasn't strong enough to begin with, and yet you guys want to question. You say that we're uneducated. Y'all chose the felon. No, we chose results. Man, why does your identity only matter when it fit the narrative of the Democrats? It's so annoying. Now, let's move to the classic fallback. Again, it's about racism or sexism. It's that voters were just too uneducated to know better. Watch how Jasmine Crockett tries to spin inflation and economic frustration into voter IQ. She says it's a voter IQ Oh my gosh, y'all. Yeah, I know. I got to torture y'all through that. If I had to watch it, you got to come on now.
The economy was the reason the Donald Trump won the election. It was supposed to be about fraud, waste, and abuse. Donald Trump won the election on the economy, but look at what's happening right now.
I mean, I hear you. I'm not going to say all the reasons he won. I think he won more so because there was a lack of education out there for people to truly understand how things work, right? Like people being frustrated about the
I'm sorry. You ain't learned nothing. What did she just say?
I mean, I hear you. I'm not going to say all the reasons he won. I think he won more so because there was a lack of education out there for people to truly understand how things work, right? Like people being frustrated about the inflation that we did endure and that we still were kind of suffering the remnants of, didn't necessarily fully understand or want to understand that it was a global inflation that we were struggling with because of the global pandemic, because we live by global supply chains. Now, I think people are getting educated in the moment, right?
The economy was the
So let me get this straight. Voters didn't fully understand inflation. We're out here paying double for paying double for eggs, watching rent prices go all the way up. Gas hit $5? And the takeaway is we didn't study hard enough. No. We felt it. We lived it. Man, if anything, the arrogance of this party is why they keep begging and bleeding for support. Calling people dumb while ignoring their own problems is how you lose entire generations of voters. They say you weren't smart enough. They say you weren't smart enough to see through the pain that we was going through. But I'm telling y'all, pain is the smartest teacher there is. You don't need a degree to recognize when your dollar ain't stretching anymore. I'm telling you that. Man, I don't. Politicians are out here failing and Democrats are out here failing and calling us, the people who are holding them accountable, ignorant. Look at this comment below. Pretending men can be women, mutilating children, letting 20 million illegals into the country to live off taxpayers, telling people inflation is just in their heads, and being complicit in literal genocide apparently means you're educated. However, I think it's education that's creating what we're seeing right now. I want y'all to check out this clip right here. I regret voting for Camala. Now, this is where it gets real. No pundits, no spin, just a voter, part of the 92% who went Democrat. Telling you she's done. Listen to what made her switch, though.
All right, y'all. Listen, let me be one of the first black women that was a part of the 92 or the 93% that voted for Camala to come out and just say it. I regret voting for Camala. I really do. I regret voting for her. Already into Trump's presidency, not even a full month, and this man has already secured borders. He's already signing bills that are taking place, that are uplifting this country. Me not doing my history and really, being investigative and seeing all the things that Trump has done, and now having an eye opener and really looking at this man and seeing exactly how this man works has really put something on my heart. And I don't know what I was thinking going in there voting for Camala in the first place. I'm glad of the results. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that Trump is in there, but me being so lost and participating into the whole Camala run, and now taking a step back, looking at how this president here is really running things, and it hasn't even been a whole month, is incredible. Is something that I do think about. So, I advise people that are in the Democratic Party, myself, to do your research. Really do your research, okay? Because I can definitely say that as a black woman, a part of the 93%, I made an error. I can admit that. I can take accountability and admit that.
Respect. Now, that's powerful. Not only that, that's honest, obviously. But notice what she said. She didn't do the research. She just followed the hype like many of us do or did. Now she's watching Trump deliver. And the regret, super loud. I mean, how many others do y'all think feel like this who haven't come out and said it yet? I like to think that there's a lot. Personally, I regret that science will always outshine the vote that was blind. I tell y'all that. Propaganda, it wears off, but reality, it does not. It does not. You can fool someone into voting, but you can't fool them into feeling proud about it afterwards. Question I have right here is, how many voters would still stand by the choice if no one was watching? Ooh. That's for sure. Now, I want to show y'all this video because this woman points out how Trump has always helped the black community. And why they keep yelling that Trump is a racist, let's actually look at what he did for the black community. Real actions, real names. and real receipts. Y'all watch this.
We live in a world where people aren't perfect and people make mistakes along the way to greatness. And I'm here to let you know I am not the least bit surprised that Donald Trump would pardon African American people, because I'm going to need a DNA on Donald Trump. Because he doesn't care what people think. He put that black woman, Alice Johnson, in the role of the czar for the First Step Act that people want to conveniently ignore, that Donald Trump implemented in 2016, basically for black people, to circumvent the 1993 crime bill that Joe Biden and Bill Clinton marched around very proud of, because they knew that myself as an African American was not an imminent priority. Because black people are smart. They knew we were going to individually find our wings and vacate this party. And look at the Democrat Party now. And what I want to say about Donald Trump, very short and succinctly, is he has always been there for Operation Push, for Jesse Jackson, even for little Al Sharpton.
Huh?
Yes, even for him. But where I got my origins regarding Donald Trump was when Mike Tyson was in trouble a long time ago. And he said, oh my God, my career's over. I'm going to lose fights because something happened with a young lady at a hotel. Her name was Desiree. And I said, oh my God. I was hoping, and we were hoping, that Mike Tyson was going to be the next Muhammad Ali. And here comes that guy that I voted for in 2016. That guy that gave out those pardons. That guy named Donald Trump, who happens to be the current president of the United States. That guy. He's been coming and supporting the black community for a very, very long time. I'm not surprised. That's all I want to say. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, man. They don't want you to remember that Trump was the one who passed that First Step Act. They don't want you to remember that. They don't want to talk about Alice Johnson or his connections to push and to push black leaders. I meant Jesse Jackson, the Mike Tysons, the Al Sharptons. But that's the thing. The truth is going to be louder than a smear campaign or the attempt to. Trump didn't just show up in 2016. He's been consistent even before that and up until now. Trump literally gave second chances. The Democrat gave second sentences and third sentences. It wasn't just photo ops. It was policy, and policy don't lie. In terms of what Donald Trump did, the same man they call a racist gave black families hope. And more hope than the last three presidents combined, might I add. And if his actions helped us, why does our community hate him so much? Why do we continue to, like, how is he racist, honestly?
How is Trump a racist? People always telling me Trump racist, Trump this, Trump that. Before he was a politician, all you see was Trump with black people at parties, in movies. But all of a sudden, he became a Republican. Now, all this slander coming. He's racist. He's this. He's that. Why? Why do people hate Trump for? Like, give me a reason why people hate Trump. Why? I mean, Joe Biden couldn't walk. He couldn't do nothing. God bless his soul. And people still find a way to defend him at every moment. Even when there's proof, people still was like, this why it happened. It wasn't because that. But why y'all hate Trump so much?
TDS is
What
real.
did Trump do? What rights did Trump take that people said that he was going to take? People said Trump's going to take rights, take women rights. What?
I'm not gonna lie, that Reichs was funny. Gonna take away women rights. But simple question. How was Trump racist before he became a Republican? When was he noticed as that? I'll wait. Why was he good enough to party with every rapper and actor in the early 2000s, but now he's Hitler reincarnated, apparently? How? Maybe it's not about Trump changing. Maybe it's about who benefits from keeping you angry and uninformed. Just maybe. I'm saying, when you're dancing in the clubs and you're cashing, when he was out there, cashing his checks and y'all was dancing with him and partying, and he wasn't racist then. So, that's when I go, it's not about morality, it's about manipulation. Trump didn't change. I think the narrative did. Well, I don't think, I know. And if the media flipped the script on Trump that fast, how many other lies are you still believing? You got to ask yourself that. So let's wrap this up plain and simple. Democrats played the race card, still lost. They blamed America instead of looking in the mirror, and they tried to shame us voters instead of, again, serving us. And now we the people are waking up. Y'all keep watching because the shift is coming. Actually, it's already here. Be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.